What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Ben Travels TV. And coming up next, we head to Daytona Beach, Florida for a night stay at the famous Hard Rock Hotel. We're going to give you guys a full tour of this beautiful hotel that sits right on the Atlantic Ocean with spectacular views. You gotta stay tuned. All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so we are in Daytona Beach, Florida. All right, we are going to check into our hotel for just one night. All right, and I will give you guys an explanation. Okay, we are checking into the Hard Rock Hotel, Daytona Beach. Beautiful views of the Atlantic Ocean. We're just here for a night stay. If you guys have been following us, we are on a staycation traveling from Tampa, where we live now, Tampa, all the way across the state to Daytona Beach. We're going to be here for 4 nights. All right, so this is the room here, the Hard Rock Hotel. If you guys been following our previous videos, we just checked in to our Airbnb at Daytona Beach Shores. So we actually have both booked at the same time. Originally, my wife, when we were planning our staycation here, was to stay at the Hard Rock Hotel. We ended up finding an Airbnb that we like much better, and we ended up going there. So the reason why we're staying here for one night, if you guys saw, we came to Buc-ee's, then we arrived at Buc-ee's, then we checked into our Airbnb, and then you guys saw in Ormond Beach, which is a neighboring city in the Daytona Beach area, we just went to Genovese's Italian Cafe. You guys can watch that on the previous episode. Now we had to check out of the Airbnb for the night. So when we got to the Airbnb, there was no water. The water was not working. And I was like, is the water shut off? So I went outside. I was looking for the valve to see if I could shut it on. And it looks like the city, I called our host first. And it looks like the city came to shut off the water, but they shut off the water for the wrong unit by accident. By the time we had checked into our Airbnb, it was around 4 or 5 p.m. So the city was closed, everything. We had to wait till the next day. I was pretty upset about it, right? We got a shower. We need to brush our teeth. We need to wash our hands, right? We need to wash dishes, whatever it may be. Okay. Now, we were pretty upset. They ended up refunding us for 2 nights. All right. So 2 of the nights I ended up getting free. So we said, you know what? We'll just go stay at the Hard Rock because this is where we originally wanted to stay until they could come the next day and get the water shut back on. All right. So ended up staying at the Hard Rock. So that's why we're here. We're just here for the one night stay. I actually wanted to stay here, like I said originally. And it was kind of like, wow, I get the best of both worlds. But anyway, unfortunate, no big deal, no sweat. We just went ahead and booked a room for the night. It was about $160, I think it was, for the night. And this is just for the street view. If you wanted a ocean view of the Atlantic Ocean, it was around $250. So just for one night, I'll pass on the ocean view. And we're going to be checking out around 11 a.m. the next day. So no big deal. We just went ahead with the street view, and we were going to head back to the Airbnb the next day. So I love this hotel. I'm a big fan of the Hard Rock. I actually lived in Las Vegas for about 6.5, almost 7 years. And Hard Rock Hotel and Casino is one of my favorite casinos out in Las Vegas. All right, so what I will say about the room was nice. It was clean. We got the double queen beds. and they pick your music for you. You can get a Fender guitar delivered to your room. And let me just read a statement from their website. All right, at Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, a seamless harmony of resort amenities creates the perfect soundtrack for your Florida trip. Amp up your energy in the 24-hour Body Rock Fitness Center. Join a complimentary yoga class Saturday or Sunday on the Wave Terrace. Then dance until the sun peaks over the Atlantic. Okay, our nightly stage for live music and fun. All right, so on the weekends they have the stage set up for live music. If you guys saw our video that we did in Clearwater at Shepherd's Beach Hotel, they have that thing loud. So if you guys want to check in, remember in Florida they have a lot of entertainment, a lot of bars, lots of restaurants. They really entertain out here in this state. All right, so they have a spa. There's an area for the kids as well, with an arcade, a full-fledged arcade and lots of games and things like that. They have a rock shop, and of course you're going to have history, and it's almost like a museum, right? Rock history, museum, surfboards, and you'll see all of it from Elvis to the Beach Boys, Madonna, Jimi Hendrix. Awesome. I love the Hard Rock Hotel, and this one is awesome here in Daytona Beach. You also have the Hard Rock Hotel in Tampa, which has a casino, and you have the one out in Fort Lauderdale, I think, or is it Hollywood? I think it's Fort Lauderdale. All right, it's right next to, of course, you have the Hard Rock Stadium where the Miami Dolphins and the University of Miami, the Hurricanes, play as well. So Hard Rock is entrenched here in the state of Florida. All right, you guys, enjoy the tour of this hotel, and I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. so this was in early December 2023. That's why you guys see the holiday decorations and the Christmas trees. Beautiful hotel. I love this part of the hotel, right? For the kids. I'm a family guy, family man, married with 3 children. And it's always nice when you can go somewhere and they have stuff for the kids. And this is cool. Hard Rock, Rock City. Check this out with a surfboard here, little tiki hut, and they have air hockey. They have foosball and tons of arcade games for the kids to play and enjoy. All right, you guys, we absolutely love the Hard Rock. I know it's only for one night, but in the future, when I come back to Daytona Beach, I will definitely be booking a longer stay here at the Hard Rock. All right, so it's the next day. We had to check out by 11 a.m. and we were going to head to the Daytona International Speedway. I've always wanted to check that racetrack out. I've gone to the California Motor Speedway with my wife when we were young, when we were just dating. And we watched a NASCAR race there. I got to see my favorite driver, Jeff Gordon. I remember MTV Spring Break, and this used to be a crazy party town back in the 80s and the 90s, and they say it has died down. And I'll get touched some more onto that on the videos down the line as I give you guys a tour throughout Daytona and Daytona Beach shores. But this is a beautiful hotel, guys. Kind of reminds me of Shepherd's Beach a little. This is how they get down in Florida. You're going to have your outdoor bars, your outdoor dining, your pools with beach views. And this is why I love the state of Florida, man. You're going to see this on each coast, on the Atlantic coast and the Gulf Coast, man. They really take advantage of their coastlines. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of the video. I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Check out the outside area. They're doing construction on the pool, and there was no stage at this point. It was a Friday. Check it out. All right, you guys, as you can hear, the construction workers back there doing some maintenance on the pool. This is December. It was a little cold, and this is kind of the off season, I would say, but we do get a lot of snowbirds and a lot of people down here in Florida for the holidays. So I don't want to quite say that too much, but it's definitely not as packed as in the spring. I will be spending a lot of time here in Daytona Beach now and in the future, so stay tuned for a lot of my videos. All right, you guys, this video is coming to an end. Enjoy the rest of the tour, and I'll see you guys at Daytona International Speedway on the next video. I'm out.